forward to this message. What is your angels, guides, ancestors, gods, God, source, and benevolent energy, sustaining truth and love have to say? What is their advice? What does she need to be aware of? That is information that is supporting to her. Wow, so I'm hearing the word conduct. And with this card, I do see the spiritual team is encouraging you to look in the mirror, and I do see that there is an opportunity for rebranding is coming up. So I do see that there is an opportunity that is coming up or being presented that will allow you to be able to rebrand, reestablish your self-image. And it feels like on a larger scale, like for example, your audience or people have known you for a certain thing, but also being able to see you or acknowledge or appreciate you in a new light. I'm also getting gold mine, a treasure, with this card here, which came out in reverse. There is something unseen, unrealized, even on your end, not necessarily, there's this element of projection, like projecting yourself, the self-image that you want to project to others that you put out there. There's an element of or aspect of your personal value that others haven't seen, like a different side of you, a different side of value that other people haven't seen of you. And then there's also a aspect of yourself that you haven't just put out there in a way also. So your spiritual team is bringing up that there is in some way, shape, or form something that you have, a quality, a performance, a proclamation that you have yet to put out there to others. So I don't know if you have like a project or something that you've been working on silently or secretly and you haven't just put it out there yet. But your spiritual team is encouraging you to continue to work, build, and develop on that. Continue to work on your confidence regarding that as well. And I'm seeing directly under that there is a message, a point that you need to get across. And it has to do with your signature style, your authenticity, your abilities regarding your talents. And it is in the resistant position, which means you may be a little bit hesitant or questioning it, or maybe it's something that you worked on at some point, but it was good that you worked on it at that time, and it was good that you taken a break from it, but it looks like your spiritual team is wanting you to pick that back up. Just great. Ooh. Directly underneath this card where your spiritual team is saying that you are going to be presented an opportunity to redefine, reestablish who you are and how you present yourself and how the world knows you to be. Underneath that, we have this card here, which is stating that in the past it may have felt like your light was dulled, I'm hearing, or your light was stolen, or the spotlight was stolen in the past, or overshadowed. And there is this element of feeling that too. Feeling like you're being overshadowed or overpowered by someone else's stardom. And it just feels like a past energy or an opportunity to be a past energy. So any limiting beliefs that you may have or be holding on to, that you have consumed because it's been projected onto you. So like, for example, other people have always said that you've come in second. That has happened so much in the past where you may consider that for yourself. your spiritual team is saying that right now is a great time to use those affirmations to reconcile some of those limiting thought patterns that you have, where sometimes we know deep inside our soul that we know our value, but when we hear something different for so long, that energy gets absorbed too. So your spiritual team is encouraging you to use affirmations to also help you build and get out of that it feels like a hole or a crevice. I'm also getting this energy of you talking to someone or sharing your plans that may not be in your best interest. I do see someone listening to what you're saying, but they're not saying it as much. You know that energy of like you're going, but a person's just like not talking as much. Like they may not necessarily agree, which is not necessarily a bad thing, but I am getting this energy of someone not resonating with what you're saying, and what you're saying has to do with your personal plans, goals, what you see for yourself. So if you're like, I got this plan that I want to do this, it's just kind of like they have this limited view of you as well. And they're just like, no. I do see in some way also that not being able to identify people that are not resonating with you can create heartache or confusion, or just like not that feeling of not being supported. When you speak your words, they have power. And when we tell our friends, our friends can also help conjure up this energy of confidence for us. And I see something about you communicating with a particular person is not helping you develop into anything. And somehow this also contributes to this place, that mental space where self-doubt is still there. It's like telling someone your dreams, goals, and desires, and they don't have anything to add to it. Like, if someone fanning your fire, they're not fanning your fire. And that is coming up here. Is there anything else that we need to know regarding this? And that's it. Is there anything else? We have this card here, and I feel like you have a project that is still in its developmental stages, as I said earlier, and it is to be nurtured and protected, but mostly nurtured. So continue to add to it. Your spiritual team is wanting you to continue to add to nurture this idea, this project, this affirmations of confidence. I'm also seeing in your personal or romantic life that something about this connection may not be as supporting, as beneficial to you in the long term. And you do feel this. Something just doesn't feel as like You've heard the expression wind under your sails, like someone puts the wind under your sails or gives you the wind under your sails. And it's giving that same energy of this friend where you're sharing your deepest desires, goals, and wishes with someone who is not fanning your fire. Ideally, when you talk to a best friend or a partner, ideally they would encourage you and you would feel better after the conversation. But there's this energy of having a conversation, sharing your wants, needs, and desires, and it just kind of sits there like, you know how the weather, like how the fog in the air, like you can see the fog in the air, but it's kind of dense and it's not moving because the wind is not blowing, but it's just kind of like sitting there. That's the energy that I'm getting for you. Like you're sharing all of your heart and having these like what could be like, you know, when you talk to someone special or someone significant, a best friend, it could be a partner, it could be romantic too, at night, and it's just like having those deep conversations. I'm seeing you have a deep conversation, but mostly with yourself, and I'm just keep getting this energy being reiterated in different ways, I guess. But yeah, so if this is something that you've already been noticing in a partner, a romantic partner, be aware of that and continue to use your discernment. And something about this is like unsettling with this card coming next to this Lover's card in reverse. Something about that is just unsettling. Like, it's kind of like you share your heart and everything, and then you just sit like this and you're waiting for a response, but it never comes. Or it's not that they're not talking, but it's just like really the energy of pouring your heart out, and then somebody just changes the subject. Or they just kind of like, oh yeah, I get it. Like they'll acknowledge it, but they just don't add anything to it. I'm just getting that. And it's giving this stale energy. I am hearing the word burden. So underneath this card where your spiritual team is saying that you will have the opportunity to reimagine your self-image. And underneath that where in the past you have felt overshadowed, I'm hearing the word grace, and I'm also getting that from your spiritual team's perspective. Because you have had this experience of feeling of being overshadowed, you've also had the opportunity to learn. And your spiritual team is wanting you to kind of salvage those negative experiences where you have felt less than in a way where you appreciate the lesson in them. And you are able to, I'm hearing, accumulate all of those painful moments. It just feels like you've learned something from it. Although it was a painful position that you've played, you kind of have the upper hand. In a way, it is a form of protection because I see this shield over you or in front of you, where like even though you were overshadowed in some way, shape, or form, you were also protected from a lot of the heat, a lot of the negative things. So, for example, with Beyonce, she got all the spotlight, right? She didn't technically get all the spotlight, but it can feel like that. Um, when we're in positions where we're like more of a supporting role from other people's perspectives. Um, she got all the spotlight, but she also got more negative feedback as well. You know, not everybody likes Beyonce. So your spiritual team is bringing up that in some way, shape, or form, you have also been protected. You've seen a lot of things. You've had a lot of experiences. You have had the opportunity to kind of just like it's gonna put you in a better position. So now you know what things are gonna be looking like. You'll be able to identify certain what would typically be a challenging situation had you not seen it already because of the position that you had already played. So going back to these past experiences, negative experiences that you've had, your spiritual team is wanting you to kind of alchemize any negative energy or negative perspectives or limiting beliefs surrounding your past experiences so that you can move forward confidently. And know that, and I'm hearing the word burden. I heard that earlier and I'm hearing it again now. Burden, burden, burden. I do see something about the immediate people to you or your inner circle is going to need some reformation. Something about the connections that you currently have, whether it's like people, I'm hearing close proximity. So I'm getting like, we talked about possibly a lover or romantic interest. A couple people in your like immediate like work situation, like people that help you get dressed every day or something like that. Not dress, but like something about your work interactions, like your team. And as far as friends, it does feel like needing to take a break from them for a little while as you're working on yourself and just re-emerging. So something about your network, close network, may need some rearrangement. Is there anything else that I need to know regarding this message? Is there anything else? I'm hearing restitute. Restitute. I'm not sure if that's a word though. Restitution. I think it is. That is coming up with this card here. An opportunity to heal in the spotlight. An opportunity to heal for the spotlight. And what's also coming through is the spotlight is not so much about who others think you are as it is like who you think you are and your confidence in being able to proclaim who it is that you are. I'm just getting this proclaiming who you are, deciding who you are now. Yes, I've done that for many years, but now it's my time to shine, to showcase myself, my abilities. That shit is beautiful. But I'm also getting this like photosynthesis type of energy where you're proclaiming who you are now, you showing up as who you desire to be known as, you saying that I am worthy of confidence and light and praise is giving me like these photosynthesis vibes where a plant is actually being nurtured from the sun and absorbing the sun's rays in order to continue to produce. So something about being seen, allowing yourself to be seen. It has more to do with you than it could ever have to do with other people really acknowledging you. It's just the fact that that has been your experience in the past of being overshadowed and maybe undervalued by other people's perceptions, and how you may have absorbed that. And your spiritual team is coming through very clearly to say that that does not have to be the case. That does not have to be your reality. So, top of the deck, undercurrent energy. In reverse, I'm hearing the words new miracles. I'm also getting that something about your spotlight, or something about you being able to hone this energy, is going to be beneficial for you to practice at night. So maybe like if you're dancing, you might be like a night owl or something, doing your work at night, doing it under the moonlight, setting your intentions. Maybe if you even, like, if you don't work at night, that's perfectly fine. Even if you pray about it at night, something about that is very powerful and beneficial for you. And your spiritual team is also wanting you to entertain this idea of feminine energy. From my perspective, you're already feminine, but of course you know more than me. But your spiritual team is also saying to focus on your feminine energy at night under the moon. Be open to receive. Be get your mindset in the space of like mentally preparing to receive love, acknowledgement, and praise. That's the top of deck, undercurrent energy. Then we have the under the deck, undercurrent energy. With this card here, I do see your spiritual team is saying that you don't have to wait in vain. You don't have to wait to be discovered or to be picked up. That you are allowed to pick yourself up. You're allowed to choose yourself. You're allowed to proclaim to yourself who you are. So I hope that this message is beneficial. This was very inspiring, loving, and nurturing type of energy. So I'm going to try to use this for my benefit as well, because I do see that you are supported, and the type of love and energy that your spiritual team has for you is so beautiful, so soft, so ready to, like, have you heard of some things are easy, like with skin products. Some products just sit on your skin, or some hair products just sit on your hair, and then other products, like your hair just absorbs it right away. And I'm getting like the type of love and connection and encouragement energy that your spiritual team has for you is just readily absorbable for you, easily digestible for you. So your spiritual team is also very important. They're reiterating here is they want you to let go of limiting beliefs surrounding your past experiences, and to get in a mindset of expecting to receive praise, abundance, and blessings from the outside world because of what you have already decided for yourself internally. Period. I love this for you, and I hope that you listen to this message again at a later time. And I hope that you absorb this, but I know that you will, because this is awesome. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Thank you, angels, guides, ancestors, God, source, and benevolent energies that stand in truth and love. Thank you for the love, guidance, and protection. Please continue to guide, protect me as I walk my path. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Bye.